For the last few years, the football world has been mesmerized by the sheer scale of spending in Saudi Arabia. We've seen football's biggest stars chase billion-dollar deals, and nine-figure transfers for players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Karim Benzema dominate the headlines, cementing the Middle East as a new power in the global game. But while all eyes were on the mega projects, a different kind of football revolution was quietly taking shape. A new gold rush was starting, not with eye-watering salaries, but with smart, long-term investment. And it's happening right in the heart of Central Asia. A nation that has just qualified for its first ever FIFA World Cup is now at the center of a new economic frontier. And we're going to show you why global brands are scrambling to get in on the ground floor. For decades, Uzbek football was the ultimate story of almost. The national team, nicknamed the White Wolves, came painfully close to qualifying for the World Cup 3 different times, only to fall at the very last hurdle. Heartbreak in 2006, 2014, and 2018 left fans wondering if their moment would ever arrive. Then on June 5, 2025, everything changed. A tense, hard-fought 0-0 draw against the UAE was enough to make history. For the first time since its independence, Uzbekistan was going to the FIFA World Cup. It was a landmark moment, making them the first Central Asian nation ever to reach the tournament finals. This wasn't a fluke. It was a tipping point, the result of a decade of quiet, meticulous planning. But this qualification is more than just a trophy or a ticket to a tournament. It's a massive signal to the global market, a symbol of a nation's arrival on the world stage. So what makes this different? And why are some of the world's biggest brands suddenly viewing Uzbekistan as the new frontier? To understand that, you have to look beyond the pitch. Uzbekistan's success story doesn't begin with the senior team. It starts with a deliberate, long-term youth strategy. This wasn't an accident, it was a plan. In 2019, the government launched the concept for the development of football until 2030, a total overhaul of the sport from grassroots all the way to the pros. The goal was to popularize the game, modernize scouting and development, and build out a network of new academies. The Uzbekistan Football Association, UFA, professionalized the domestic league, invested in coaching, and built new infrastructure, partly funded by millions from the FIFA Forward program. The results are impossible to ignore. The youth teams have been a force for years, winning the Under-23 Asian Cup in 2022, the Under-20 Asian Cup in 2023, and the Under-17 Asian Cup in 2025. They even qualified for the Paris Olympics in 2024, another first in the nation's history. This consistent success proves the World Cup qualification was built on a solid foundation. This golden generation is now producing real assets. Players like Abizbek Fazaliyev, the 2024 AFC Youth Player of the Year, are becoming stars. His career journey, which included a key spell at CSKA Moscow, has now landed him in Turkey's top-flight Super League. He's just one example of a new wave of Uzbek talent making its mark in Europe, like defender Abdulkadir Kuzanov's reported move to Manchester City. This export of talent is a crucial pillar of the revolution, proving the system can produce world-class players. For brands, this isn't just a feel-good story, it's a secure investment. They aren't betting on a one-off win. They are investing in a proven talent pipeline that all but guarantees Uzbekistan will be a competitive force for years to come. But this story isn't just about football. The rise of the White Wolves is happening in lockstep with the explosion of the Uzbek economy. For years, Uzbekistan was largely a closed market. Today, it's one of the fastest-growing economies in the entire Europe and Central Asia region. With a young, dynamic population and a reform-focused government, the country's GDP is forecast to grow by over 6% in 2025, with some analysts predicting it could hit 7.5%. The president has even set a target for the nation's GDP to surpass $240 billion by 2030, a goal supported by international financial institutions. This creates a perfect storm for brands, who are always on the hunt for new, unsaturated markets. Sponsoring a team in Europe's top leagues is hyper-competitive and incredibly expensive. Saudi Arabia requires a level of investment that's simply out of reach for most companies. Uzbekistan offers something else entirely, a frontier. It's a market with a massive, young, and football-obsessed population of over 36 million people, where brand loyalty is still up for grabs. With over 12,000 young players registered in official youth teams, the grassroots passion is deep and growing. Getting in now offers a first-mover advantage. a chance to build a genuine connection with a whole new generation of consumers in a booming economy. We've seen this playbook before. Think of the early days of the MLS in the United States or the J-League in Japan. The brands that got in early didn't just become sponsors. They became synonymous with the sport itself. Now, companies see that same opportunity in Central Asia, and Uzbekistan is leading the way. So, let's look at the deals themselves because they show why this makes perfect business sense. This isn't just about passion. It's about clear, measurable ROI. The deals already getting signed aren't just from overseas. Local powerhouses are leading the charge, signaling the market strength. Uzbekistan, the national payment system, signed a major strategic partnership to become the general sponsor of the Uzbekistan Football Association through 2027. It's a long-term deal covering everything from the national teams to youth football. Shortly after, Unopened, the country's national digital ecosystem, became an official partner, directly funding World Cup preparations and youth infrastructure. The company's CEO called it an investment in the future, aiming to make football a part of everyday life for millions of Uzbeks. These aren't just logos on a shirt. They are deep integrations into the sport's DNA. And international players are moving in too, like the recent deal between the Football Federation and the digital betting company sportsbet.io. These deals are a blueprint for global brands. By partnering with the White Wolves, a company attaches itself to a powerful story of national pride, underdog success, and forward-thinking ambition. On top of that, the financial entry point is a fraction of what it costs in established markets. While Saudi Arabia's public investment fund pours billions into its league, and Japanese and Korean clubs are backed by giants like Rakuten and Hyundai, Uzbekistan offers a high-growth environment for a much lower initial cost. And the visibility is about to explode. With its historic World Cup qualification, Uzbekistan is guaranteed a global audience. The team is set to receive a minimum of $10.5 million from FIFA just for participating, $1.5 million for preparation, and $9 million for the group stage. That cash injection will only accelerate the sport's growth and create even more opportunities for brands. So, when you put it all together, what does this new gold rush really look like? It's the powerful convergence of three key forces. First, on-pitch success is born from a disciplined, long-term strategy of investing in youth and infrastructure. This isn't a flash in the pan. It's a sustainable talent model. Second, a booming economic environment. A young, growing nation is opening up to the world, creating a rare opportunity for brands to enter an unsaturated market and build lasting loyalty. And third, a passionate, untapped fan base whose national pride is hitting a fever pitch with their team's first-ever World Cup appearance. For years, the story of Asian football was dominated by established powers. Japan and South Korea showed the world the continent's technical skill. Saudi Arabia and Qatar showed the power of massive financial investment. But Uzbekistan is writing a new chapter. It's proving there's another path, one built on strategic planning, organic growth, and immense, untapped potential. For brands, this isn't just about sponsoring a team. It's about getting in on the ground floor of a nation whose sporting and economic ambitions are just getting started. The old guard of Asian football is strong, but the new gold rush has begun, and it's happening in the heart of Central Asia. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the business of football, subscribe to our channel for more stories from every corner of the beautiful game. What other emerging football nations should we analyze next? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.